Colorado is 17 months away from choosing a new attorney general. So far, the race is shaping up to be a battle among Democrats. Denver7 has kept you informed on the candidates who have announced their intention to run for the seat. That commitment continues. This week, I sat down with consumer rights attorney David Seligman to learn about his platform as he enters the race. Joining us now is David Seligman, a candidate for Colorado Attorney General. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thanks so much for having me, Jessica. I really appreciate it.
So, David, you have a very different background from many of the candidates running for AG. You were a civil rights attorney, a workers' rights attorney. Talk to us about why you're running for this candidate or running for this office.
So, I have seen throughout my career, standing up for working people in court, that the wealthy and powerful, literally the oligarchs, often play by a different set of rules than the rest of us, right? And that problem is more pressing now than it has ever been, right? We're seeing an administration in Washington that is trampling constitutional rights, that is literally disappearing people to a foreign prison camp without due process. At the same time, they are handing out corporate pardons like candy, right? They have dismissed or dropped over 130 cases against corporate lawbreakers, the entities that are stealing from us and that are discriminating against us. They are allowing the billionaire class to come in and dismantle the parts of government that are there to protect workers and consumers and small businesses and the environment, right? So they're saying to some people, to vulnerable people, to the people they don't like, that the law doesn't protect them. And they're saying to the wealthy and the powerful that the law doesn't apply to them. That is a crisis of lawlessness. And it is a crisis designed to punish working people in service of the profits of billionaires. And that's why I'm running for Attorney General.
Talk to us about some cases you might have worked on that you think might apply to working as the Attorney General if you were elected.
Absolutely. And a lot of our cases we've worked on right alongside the Attorney General's office here in Colorado and across the country. So standing up for thousands of renters in Colorado who we allege are subject to illegal junk fees from the wealthiest and deepest pocketed landlord in the country. Standing up for meat packers denied safety and dignity. Standing up for thousands and thousands and thousands of Coloradans who are drowning under medical debt right now. Standing up and fighting back against the Trump administration, right? When it seeks to dismantle consumer protection agencies or when it fails to protect working people. This is the core work of the Attorney General's office, and that's my life's work.
Mm-hmm. The current Colorado Attorney General, Phil Weiser, he's been part of about 20 lawsuits against the Trump administration. Would you continue this strategy or would you do something different?
Absolutely. I think that we have to meet them where they are, right? When they are harming Coloradans and violating the law, and we have to fight back, and we have to fight back on that front, and we have to fight back on others too, right? It's not just about fighting back against the government when it's violating our rights. It's also about going after the corporate corruption that is precisely at the core of the Trump administration and what it's up to right now, right? So not just fighting back against the governmental abuse, but also fighting back against the corporate abuse that is part of this sort of cruel and corrupt project of the Trump administration.
Well, David, thank you so much for talking with us and good luck on your campaign.
Thanks very much, Jessica.
Thank you.